And a good evening, everyone, and welcome into another KDSJ Sports presentation as we get ready for high school hoops here on this Friday night from the Spearfish High School Gym. And our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth is set to bring you a doubleheader of Class AA high school girls hoops tonight. Girls and boys doubleheader. The girls will be leading things off here with a tip-off time at around 6:30, 6:40 p.m. because we're going overtime here in the JV boys game as it's tied up at 48 between Spearfish and Brandon Valley. After the girls game is done, we'll turn the page and get you ready for high school boys basketball as those will be tip-off later on tonight. Catch all the action right here on KDSJ Sports. It coming to you all across our platforms tonight. KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and live video stream tonight. You can watch the game for free on KDSJ-TV on YouTube this evening. It's our pregame show and our countdown to tip-off being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs, located at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and just off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Our countdown to tip-off being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, and our pregame show as we get ready for the double dip tonight as Brandon Valley makes the road trip all the way across the state and gets here safely for the doubleheader as we entertain them. The Spearfish Spartans set to go tonight here at home. Both teams for Spearfish coming off of wins down in Hill City last Thursday. They've been off since then, so a little bit of rust to shake off and some good competition to go up against tonight. Both Brandon Valley squads are ranked number 3. Both Spearfish teams are ranked number 5, and that's all coming up tonight right here on KDSJ Sports. Joining us once again, taking care of the video feed over on KDSJ-TV. Let's bring in Clayson Davis, and welcome, Clayson.
Yeah, thanks, Cody. You know, I just come to the conclusion that overtime games cannot escape me. It doesn't matter if it's varsity, if it's JV, if I am at the game, it's going to overtime.
We're going to have good games then you're here.
I'm glad to have great games. I'm not super happy that we're behind schedule, but, you know.
We had an overtime game last Thursday. You
did
that for KDSJ-TV down in Hill City at Ginn's Gym, featuring the Spearfish boys. They put the clamps on the Rangers in that extra period to get the win there. You did a triple overtime girls game over at Aberdeen between Spearfish and Aberdeen Central. And again, this is the JV boys game that we're going into overtime here, so that gives us a little bit more time for our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. If you're out there warming up your vehicle, getting to this game, you got some extra time. Maybe go get some lunch or supper or whatever time of the day you have meals, and bring that to the gym tonight. Bring a seat because this place is going to fill up, and you may need to get closer to people than you normally do as we get a good crowd on hand tonight here at the Spearfish High School Gym preparing for this doubleheader. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis in KDSJ Sports. We'll have our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show continuing next as we talk about the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. Coming up next right here on KDSJ Sports.
Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Well, let's get to it as we lay the foundation for a couple Spartan victories tonight as Spearfish hosts Brandon Valley on this Friday night. Spearfish going to have a little homestand this weekend as they'll be hosting Harrisburg tomorrow afternoon. So while it's wintry weather outside, things are heating up indoors here at the Spearfish High School gym in front of a good crowd. And we're amongst them here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. And Monument Health, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and northeastern Wyoming, as we are high atop the bleachers here at the Spearfish High School gym. 2 levels of each side here at the gym, and we're all the way to the back against the wall, and a good crowd on hand here on both sides of the gym. Got a full section over to our right with the Spearfish Spartan pep band, and Brandon Valley traveled pretty well. The red and black filling up the stands over there as they're here in the Black Hills this weekend. They'll be over in Douglas tomorrow, and then we'll welcome in Harrisburg, who always travels well. We'll see how well they did travel this weekend as they'll be here tomorrow. Again, Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine bringing us the broadcast booth, and we're all set up with cameras and microphones, and we have all the radio equipment, so hopefully everything keeps a stream tonight for this doubleheader. Again, both teams for Brandon Valley are ranked number 3 in the polls, and both teams for Spearfish are ranked number 5 in Class AA. Looking at the girls matchup here, the Spearfish Spartans under head coach Dakota Barry Johnson, the former BHSU athlete, has been the coach here now for Spearfish for 4 years. She did coach over in the Sioux Falls area, Sioux Falls Roosevelt for a time, so she knows the Metro schools pretty well. And so far, they are 4-2 on the season after making it to the state tournament last year and finishing in 7th place with a record of 16-8. They're right on pace for that mark again as they are 4-2 overall and 3-0 in the Black Hills Conference. How are they, though, against Class AA teams? Well, they lost in triple overtime at Aberdeen Central by 2 points. They defeated Pierre by 17 points. They lost to Stevens by 3 points. So they're 1-2 against Class AA opponents. So this is going to be a real test this weekend to see how they go up against some teams of their own size. And, of course, Spearfish, one of the smaller Class AA schools there are. Clayson had the performance of Hill City and Spearfish last week down in Ginn's Gym. Spearfish able to get the victory by 6 points without Maya Kachutin, so get their 4th win of the year. Much tougher competition, though, coming in tonight is Brandon Valley Lynx. They were your state runner-up last year as they went 19-5 on the season a year ago, and they are 6-1 on this season under their head coach, and they are ranked number 3 in Class AA. And they started off with a loss against top-ranked O'Gorman, the team that they lost to in the state championship game last March. But since then, they've won 4 games in a row under head coach Mike Zerr. They lost on opening night by 10 points. What a way to open up the season, the top 2 teams in the state there. They lose to O'Gorman, but they've reeled off some wins. In every game, they scored at least 56 points as they got a win over Sioux Falls Jefferson, 51-35. Then they got a win over Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 56-32. They defeated T-Area, 59-29. They got a win over Watertown, 58-23. And they also defeated Brookings, 58-26. Their last game was against Crofton, Nebraska earlier this week. Usually a pretty good team down there in Nebraska for their division. but they defeated Crofton, Nebraska 62-54.
So that Crofton team is a traditional powerhouse in Nebraska. They float around that Class B, Class C1 range for Nebraska, which is roughly around what we would call Class AA, Class A, kind of right in the middle of there. But still a really good team in Crofton, and Brandon Valley took care of them earlier this season. So being a native Nebraskan myself, seeing Crofton go into the record books as a win proves to me that this is a pretty stout Brandon Valley squad. 6
straight wins against after that loss to Sioux Falls Gorman. They scored 51 points, but then in every game after that, they've scored at least 58 points as they won 6 games in a row. They're 6-1 on the season, but they're on a road trip this weekend. We'll see how they do getting off the bus and going up against the Spartans tonight, as they'll be here in Spearfish this evening and then head to Box Elder to take on Douglas on the way home tomorrow. The Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, currently number 5 in the state in the media polls and number 5 in the state in the power points. They're 6-1 on the season, just trailing a little bit behind Spearfish by about 0.3 of a seeding point. Brandon Valley 6-1. They're 3-1 on the road this year, and they're 1-1 against teams that are above 500, which they'll go up against Spearfish tonight. They're averaging 55.3 points per game, giving up about 36 points per game. So good defense is always the key for Brandon Valley. Probably going to see a zone tonight by Coach Zer's squad. And the pageant girl is one of their main players as we dive a little bit deeper and laying the foundation for this matchup, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. The Brandon Valley Lady Lynx have nobody averaging in double-figure scoring, but let's see, actually Paget is the junior, averaging 15.3 points per game, and then Salter is at 9.7. I was looking at Salter there, just below double digits, but a couple juniors leading the way for Brandon Valley, and then another junior, Killenberger, she's averaging 8.6 points per game. Let's see, Salter's also averaging almost 8.6 rebounds a game. They average 17 steals per game, and that is pretty good defense right there. So Spearfish has got to limit their turnovers tonight, as Paget is averaging almost 4 steals a game to go with her 15 points. So that is a look at Brandon Valley. They're about a 42% field goal shooting team. They've attempted 86 three-pointers this year. They've made only 23 for 27%. So I get a feeling they want to score in transition and pound the paint, and they're 71% free throw team. That is a little bit more. The Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, again 6-1 on the season, and they were second at the state tournament last year, losing in the championship to Sioux Falls Gorman, the team that they lost to on opening night of this season, but they've reeled off 6 in a row. Any other thoughts on our scouting report on the Lady Lynx?
Yeah, it's going to be a physical game, as we'll hear more on what head coach Dakota Johnson will think of the Lynx, as what the Spearfish Spartans will need to do tonight to get a win versus, again, a very good Class AA squad in Brandon Valley, who's traditionally been really good in the state of South Dakota Class AA. But it's going to be a fight, both on the men's and on the women's side. It's going to be a fight. And Spearfish will need to really control the rebounds and not let Brandon Valley bully them at all. But one big thing they'll need to happen for Spearfish, the big three will need to come up tonight. Maya Kachutin, who is playing tonight, that is a big get for Spearfish, because it's a whole new different team if Maya Kachutin is not playing. But Maya Kachutin, Josie Dana, and Kate Scharf all have to, at least 2 of the 3 have to go off tonight to give Spearfish a chance.
Spearfish coming in off of a win over Hill City last Thursday. That was January 9th over on KDSJ-TV. The Lady Spartans went down to Gins Gym and picked up a 6-point victory, 44-38. Back-to-back wins for Spearfish. We'll see if they can string 3 together as we hear from head coach Dakota Berry Johnson. She's on the way next as our Laying the Foundation segment continues. We'll get the Spearfish Spartan perspective next as Clayson Davis had a chance to catch up with Coach Johnson. We'll hear that conversation right after this break on KDSJ Sports.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
For KDSJ Local Sports, Clayson Davis reporting in Spearfish with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. Again, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair in Spearfish and in Sturgis. I am being joined by head coach of the Spearfish girls basketball team, and that is head coach Dakota Johnson, who joins us here on KDSJ Sports. Head coach Johnson, thank you for joining us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
So before we dive into these two massive games this weekend, need to talk about last week's performance versus Hill City, as you were without your leading scorer, Maya Kachutin, in the game, but you guys still held off the late rally by Hill City and got the win. What did you see from the girls on the floor with their leading scorer out for the game?
And we knew that kind of going into that we'd be missing some points, obviously, from Maya. She's been scoring it very well for us. And so we told the girls we need to step up and knock down shots, and we had exactly that. So very proud of how Josie kind of kept us under control, calm, cool, collected. And then obviously Kate Sharf went on a hot streak there and hitting 5 threes in that first half. So that was huge for us. And just really proud of them on how they responded to a little bit of adversity and stepped up when it was their time to step up.
How big of a confidence booster was it for the girls, especially for Josie Dana and Kate Sharf, to be able to hold their own offensively as well as everyone else for Spearfish with Maya Kachutin out of the game?
I mean, anytime you see the ball going in the net like that, it's a huge confidence booster. And really, I think that's what Kate especially needed, just to kind of recognize what she's capable of a little bit more. And hopefully she continues to carry that into these next couple games that we have.
And looking forward at these next couple games, you got 2 top 5 teams coming into Spearfish. Starting off with Brandon Valley. Again, they're ranked 3rd in the state right now in the latest polls. What do they do so well offensively, defensively, that you will need to be prepared for?
I mean, they have a very scrappy defense. They're all very quick and athletic. They've got their guard play that really causes havoc. They're averaging, as a team, 17 deflections a game and 10 to 12 steals per game, and they're turning every single one of those into points. And so really have to take care of the ball, have to attack that defense and don't get stagnant against the zone defense. Keep them off the glass. They've got a couple big girls that rebound really well. So we just need to be solid against their defense and make sure that we stop the ball early when they're on offense. I mean, that 32 Paget can push the ball better than most girls that I've seen in transition. So we really got to make sure we contain her and stop the ball early when we're on defense, and just make sure that we're executing against that zone, like I said.
How has this week's worth of practice looked for the girls as a whole, and are there any injuries to report?
Just kind of getting healthy again. Obviously, Maya being out in the last game, we've been focusing on getting her back. And so we're looking good, staying healthy and that sort of thing. Just trying to push each other, because we know the caliber of competition that we're going to be going against, not only this weekend, but then, the next stretch of games that we have is going to be huge for us. So we got to just make sure that we are practicing at a high level so that we can play at a high level.
Talk a little bit about these next few games, and I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but you got two Class AA teams, good Class AA teams with Harrisburg and Brandon Valley this weekend. Then a turnaround next Tuesday, you guys host Red Cloud, a red-hot Red Cloud team, as well as St. Thomas More and Rapid City Central to kind of end off this stretch of tough games. But how's the focus been for the girls going into this tough stretch of games on your schedule?
I think we kind of relish in it, because we know when we make it to the state tournament, it's boom, boom, boom. And they are all going to be high caliber competitive games. So we just got to remain composed. We got to recognize what we're capable of doing, and relish in the fact that we deserve to be in a position like this, to be competing at a high level because of how hard we worked. So it's good for us. I would much rather have it be, these high caliber competitive games, so that we can set ourselves up for success in the future when we go into March.
And also, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus Brandon Valley?
Obviously we got to stop them in transition. We can't get stagnant against their zone. Hopefully we'll have Maya back and our three-headed monster. Anytime that you're shooting well out from the outside against the zone, it's very dangerous to stay in the zone. So just being able to knock down shots and execute what we want to against their defense, and then taking away their main points, which is, points in the paint and transition offense.
Awesome. Well, Coach, that's all I got for you here with our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show, and good luck this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Yeah, let's get ready for your matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. The last little segment, that was our Laying the Foundation, being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. Well, we get our matchup menu tonight. These two teams met twice last year. Their first game was postponed because of the weather. They finally got that game in on February 16th of 2024 over in Brandon, and it was Brandon Valley defeating Spearfish 49-37. The two teams will meet up again in the first round of the state tournament back in March 7th over at the Sanford Pentagon. That game right here on KDSJ. Paul James had it for us over in Sioux Falls as Brandon Valley defeated Spearfish 58-42 in the first round of the state tournament. Brandon Valley went on to get second place, losing in the state championship game to Sioux Falls O'Gorman. And Spearfish ended up getting 7th place as they defeated Rapid City Stevens on that final day of the state tournament. So 2 teams returning, and the matchup menu shows this, I think. Spearfish just ahead of Brandon Valley in the seeding points, but in the media poll, Brandon Valley is number 3 and Spearfish is number 5, and we'll just give some East River bias there for that. Spearfish is averaging 55.7 points per game. Meanwhile, Brandon Valley is averaging 55.3 points per game. So as even as you can get there on the scoring sheet for our matchup menu between these 2 teams. And we focus on the girls in this first game of our doubleheader, as O'Gorman is still undefeated. Sioux Falls, Washington is number 2 in the state. Brandon Valley is 3rd. Rapid City Stevens, who Spearfish has already lost to, is ranked number 4. And Spearfish, for the 3rd week in a row, is ranked number 5. In our matchup menu, other games going on in high school girls basketball. Number 2, Sioux Falls, Washington will be at Sioux Falls Jefferson tonight. Sturgis is at Rapid City Central for a Class AA clash over at Notch Gymnasium. They are underway there. Brookings is at Mitchell at the Corn Palace. Number 3, Brandon Valley is getting set to take on number 5, Spearfish, right here on KDSJ Sports tonight. Harrisburg is at Douglas, Huron is at Sioux Falls Lincoln, St. Thomas More is at West Central, and Watertown is at Yankton in high school girls basketball. As we finish up with our matchup menu, what else do you have?
Well, nothing really comes to mind as far as what else I had games-wise, and now I have a few stats pulled up for the Spearfish Spartans.
Let's do it.
As leading score is, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Shootin' Kachutin.
The Shootin' Kachutin is in fact the leading scorer for the Spartans, as she is about 58% from the floor, averaging right around that 20 points per game mark. She is 40% from behind the arc as well, so she can shoot the ball very well and all over the floor. She'll have to have a big game, as I think the lowest point total she's had on the entire year is like 15 points. So, and that is a slow day for her. But had limited time versus Hot Springs, and did not play at all with an ankle injury versus Hill City. But she's back in action here tonight. I don't see an ankle brace. Might be a little bit of tape on that right ankle for the Shootin' Kachutin, but again, she is the leading scorer for the Spartans. Also up there in scoring, including senior Josie Dana, as she is also 42% from the field, 37% from behind the arc, as she averages right around that 15 to 12-ish range as far as points per game as well. And also the other one, the third monster of the 3-headed scoring monster for the Spearfish, that's Kate Scharf, 43% from the field. 3-point shooting, she is right around 43% as well. So again, she is, wrong stat, 33%. But either way, she is the third scorer for the Spartans there in the scoring column. Rebounding, they are led by Tierson Grubb. She is their top rebounder with around 26 rebounds on the season. Avery Kirk is also the second big as well. She is right behind Tierson Grubb in rebounds on the season. So those two will need to be big. And then on the defensive side, steals, they are led by Josie Dana. She has been the leader in most statistical categories for Spearfish, as she leads the team in steals, defensive rebounds, and yeah, she's going to have a big day on the defensive side of the ball for the Spartans.
You talked about the big 3 for the Spearfish Lady Spartans. The big 3 for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx would be Paget, Salter, they're both juniors, and then Geaver, the senior, is averaging about 6.6 points and 4.6 rebounds per game. We'll see if Spearfish can keep up with the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx tonight in transition, and we're going to see a zone defense from Brandon Valley. Does Spearfish get lazy against that, or do they start shooting threes and start making those and pull Brandon Valley out of that zone defense? We'll see if Spearfish gets stagnant or not on offense tonight, and they got to get back in transition, as the Paget girl likes to push the floor and get the Lady Lynx going. as we hear the Spearfish Spartan Pep Band with Anchors Away, the school song here for Spearfish. We're going to also hear from the Spearfish Pep Band with our national anthem tonight. And again, our countdown to tip-off is being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard here in Spearfish and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. We're right here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, the official sports medicine provider to several area high schools in the Black Hills and northeastern Wyoming. We've laid the foundation. We've had your matchup menu. Now we're about ready for our starting lineups. But before we do that, we'll hear from the Spearfish Spartan Pep Band with tonight's national anthem right here on KDSJ Sports as we kick off a Class AA doubleheader.
We ask everyone to please rise and join in a moment of silence. Let us take this time to reflect, to honor the courage of survivors, to support those currently fighting, and to remember the loved ones who are no longer with us. Thank you. As we continue with tonight's event, let us keep that spirit of unity and hope alive. Let's support the fight against cancer not just tonight, but every day. Together, we are stronger. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please remain standing and direct your attention to the flag. We remind all in attendance that proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat or cap, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Please join in singing as we play our national anthem.
That is the Spearfish Spartan Pep Band with our national anthem tonight. And we also honored those that are no longer with us when the fight against cancer in all forms. That announcement earlier tonight as they remember some of those. And coming up next, we will have our starting lineup. So as we get ready to tip off the first game of our doubleheader tonight, we'll be back right after this with our starting lineups.
Drive it on to victory with the Granite Home Team. At Granite Automotive, making all the right moves and scoring points for a better customer experience is a true team effort. From sales to finance, showroom to service, every Granite Home Team member has a role to play and a job to perform to make sure your next buying experience is your best buying experience. Enthusiastically on your side. Drive Granite. Go team. Go Granite. Buick, Nissan, GMC. Rapid City. Click drivegranite.com.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
As we get closer to tip-off tonight, our pregame ceremonies are all done, and we are getting ready for a good doubleheader tonight between Brandon Valley Lynx, who both girls and boys are ranked number 3 in the state, against the Spearfish Spartans. Girls and boys are also ranked number 5 in the state. I'll lead things off here with our starting lineups being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. And the starting lineups tonight for the visiting team, the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, your state runner-up last year, and they are 6-1 on the season on a 6-game winning streak. They are going to be led off in the starting lineup by number 2, Ava Kellenberger. She is a guard at 5'8" and a junior. And then we get number 5, Madison Geaver for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. She is a 6'2" senior forward and a good one. Number 14 is Amanda Leese. She is a guard, a senior at 5'8". Number 32 is Olivia Paget, their main player. She's averaging 15 points per game. She's a guard, 5'7" junior. And also wrapping up things as a post player, 5'11" forward, a junior, Gracie Salter. So Kellenberger, Geaver, Leese, Paget, and Salter getting the start tonight for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx as they go junior, senior, senior, junior, junior. Head coach of the Lady Lynx is Mike Zer. Here's Clayson Davis with tonight's lineup being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts for your Spearfish Spartans.
Yeah, starting for the Spartans tonight, Adeline Bowman, number 3 junior guard, 5'8" for the Spartans. Josie Dana, one of the big 3 scorers for Spearfish. He's a senior guard at 5'7", wearing the number 10. Number 11, one of the bigs down low, that's Avery Kirk, senior forward at 5'9". Kate Scharf wearing the always famous number 23 for the Spartans. She's a junior shooting guard at 5'7". And then the shooting, Maya Kachutin back in action again for the Spartans, wearing number 32, a senior guard at 5'7". Head coach for the Spartans, as stated previously, it is Dakota Barry Johnson back with the Spearfish Spartans. And that's our Dana Dental Arts, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family.
Starting lineups in the books, and running Royce Wurtzer is one of our officials. He throws it up in the middle right between the Spartans logos, and we are underway. We were set to go at 6. We'll go at 6:48. Here is the Spearfish Spartans with the basketball as they'll start things off after winning that tip. They have the ball from Kachutin, goes over to Scharf, back over to Kachutin. Maya takes a baseline in a 17-footer, no good, and rebound by the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. Again, Spearfish has got to control Brandon Valley in the transition and try to get something done against that zone tonight. Might see a little bit lesser scoring. Both of these teams average about 55 points per game. I'm thinking it's going to be more in the 40s. Here is the steal by Spearfish. Kachutin back outside, and now they rotate the basketball. We'll see if Dana gets open. She has the ball now. She gets rid of it. They try to find Scharf. Scharf just inside the free throw line. That's going to be partially blocked. Again, in a zone defense, you want to get it to the middle of the floor. Right there at the free throw line, extended. Right there at the elbow would be a nice, pretty place to get it as well. You got to get that ball to the middle and break down that zone defense, or just hit a bunch of threes. So far, it's 0-0. A minute gone by here in the first quarter. Brandon Valley Lady Lynx and the Spearfish Lady Spartans, 2 of the top 5 teams in Class AA. We'll see if Spearfish deserves to be in the top 5. As right now, Spearfish with it offensively. They go to the high post. There's Kachutin. Now bounce pass to Kirk. Kirk throws it out on top, and it's a steal by Brandon Valley. With the interception, they take it coast to coast and lane up and in. We see the athleticism of the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, number 32, Olivia Paget with the bucket.
Yeah, that's Paget's game. She is top 5 in the state in steals in Class AA, and she's just a great defender all around as Avery Kirk slow in reading that pass over to her teammate, and that's just easy money for Paget.
I had to double check that stat of how many steals Brandon Valley has per game. 17 steals a game. That's steals, not other turnovers. So they're forcing a lot of turnovers a game and then averaging around 55 to 58 points per game.
And even right there, you just saw Brandon Valley Lynx with a deflection as well. They got 2 tall girls on the inside as well. So Spearfish, they need to be really crisp with their passes because one misstep or one slow pass can prove it disastrous.
Here's a three-pointer by Kachutin. Welcome back, Maya, to the starting lineup and back to the floor. Again, no ankle brace on her. She's ready to go, and she's shooting and firing as Kachutin with the three-pointer. Spartans lead it early on 3-2. 2 minutes gone by.
Yeah, that's nice to see Maya Kachutin letting it fly from outside, as that will also extend the zone out so Spearfish can use more of their inside game if Maya Kachutin and some other three-point shooters get going for Spearfish.
Here's Josie Dana, goes in between the lane, and she'll be fouled. A couple of Spartans come helping up their teammate. Again, Kachutin, it helps when you got the range. She not only shoots it from 20 feet, she can step back from 23 feet with no hesitation.
Yeah, Maya Kachutin, she can hit it from anywhere in the gym, within reason, of course. But no, Maya Kachutin in the scoring column with the 3. It was a deep 3 as well, and that gives Brandon Valley something to think about as well as Josie Dana makes her first free throw on her trip to 2 to the charity stripe.
And she makes them both, so Josie Dana is 2 for 2 at the line. That foul was on Brandon Valley number 5, Madison Geaver, the senior forward at 6'2", picked up the foul. Here's another deflection. Here's a steal. Avery Kirk coast to coast, missed the layup. Sometimes we don't do good on layups, so I'm unfortunately going to keep track of those. 5-2, but a layup is good by Brandon Valley at the other end. And getting into the scoring column now is Gracie Salter, one of their leading scorers. She's part of their big 3. The junior hits the layup.
Yeah, now you see Spearfish, anytime they get the ball into the corner, Brandon Valley is playing that first pass super aggressive, as I believe they want to get the ball into the corner and force Spearfish to make some wayward passes.
And Josie Dana bounce passes it into Kachutin, and she will be fouled. Non-shooting foul, or maybe it will be 2 shots. They say she was in the process of shooting. Okay, so we'll see how Maya does at the line. Again, both teams with their starting 5. Neither squad going to the bench, but we see Brandon Valley just subbing in somebody at the scorer's table right now as we speak.
I believe that will be number 20, Reese Cotton.
So Geaver checks out. Picking up the foul there was Amanda Lease. That was her second team foul. And the free throw by Kachutin is no good. Spearfish got to get back on defense because here comes the Lynx. They lay it up, missed it, but a good rebound underneath right there for Spearfish was Callie Reiners, the first one off the bench this evening for Spearfish. As third-ranked Brandon Valley takes on number 5 Spearfish for some, I would say it's still early season. This is game number 8 for Brandon Valley, game number 7 for Spearfish. And underneath, the layup is good for Brandon Valley. Getting the layup is Salter, as each of these teams will play at least 20 regular season games, and then hopefully Sodax 16, and then hopefully 3 more in the state tournament.
As now you see Brandon Valley there on that putback by Salter. Brandon Valley has the height advantage as far as the boards go, so Spearfish will need to be able to box out and get some offensive boards so Brandon Valley can stay at bay.
Josie Dana off balance. Layup attempt no good. Nice feed inside. You can see Brandon Valley was clicking on that play as Pageant lays it up and in for 2. And she has 4 points. Salter has 4 points. That's 8 for Brandon Valley. Spearfish was 6, but we'll add 3 more to that as Avery Kirk steps behind the arc and drains the 3.
Yeah, Avery Kirk really not known for being a big 3-point shooter, but she lets it fly there. If Avery Kirk can get hot from behind the arc, that would put a lot of different thoughts into the Brandon Valley coaching staff.
I'm watching her fight inside with Madison Geaver right now as Kirk has been getting in the passing lane, getting some deflections. Kirk is going to have her hands full with 6'2" Geaver, but so far she's going toe-to-toe with her. Brandon Valley just inside the 3-point arc, goes into the paint. The runner goes up and in.
Yeah, and there it is again. That's Salter with 2 more points herself. She's having herself a great first half. Has had a step on Scharf, and now we see another Brandon Valley steal.
Steal by Kellenberger, and then she takes it the other way for the 2 points. So Coach Johnson sees that the Spartans are turning the ball over too much in this first quarter, as right now the Lady Lynx 12 and the Spearfish Spartans 9. And this is part of our doubleheader tonight on KDSJ Sports. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with more Spearfish Lady Spartan basketball.
Eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood. All with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Back here at the Spearfish High School gym on a Friday night. I would rather be in here than out in the cold or driving in the cold.
That is no kidding.
We welcome you listening wherever you may be tonight. Maybe you're still at work. Maybe you're traveling somewhere. Safe travels. Maybe you're in a hotel room or in the shop tonight. Maybe in a plow truck out there and about. We know all those have AM radios. So thanks for tuning in on AM, FM, online, and with the mobile app. And also KDSJ-TV. Paget inside her layup, no good. Second chance point, yes. She got the offensive rebound and put it up and in for Paget. So now she has 3 field goals and trying to make a 3-point play out of this trip.
Yeah, and it all started from, again, another Spearfish Spartan turnover. As one thing that Brandon Valley can do very well, they can close on the ball quickly with their speed and team speed, as there might be some opportunities where Spearfish thinks that there's an open pass there, but the moment they let go of their hands, if it's not a crisp, clean pass, Brandon Valley will get in front of that 9 times out of 10.
Paget with the 3-point play. Again, Spearfish going up against a zone defense. You got to look for different areas of the floor that you can be successful at. As we have a couple of subs into the game. Reiners is in and also checked in for Spearfish. Let's see. Thought there was another newbie.
Tierson Grubb.
3-pointer. Backing up and hitting it is Kate Scharf.
And that will help Spearfish, too, if they can start hitting shots from the outside, keep the passing on the outside, not throwing into traffic. As against the zone, yes, you want to get the ball into the middle, but you can't force it, especially with an aggressive attacking style of defense like what Brandon Valley has.
Now here's Paget. Paget gets into the lane, and she'll be fouled. Non-shooting foul. We've played about 6.5 minutes of this first quarter. Spearfish, all their field goals have from behind the arc. And then they've added on 3 more free throws to stay in this game 15-12 in the first quarter, despite turning the ball over in that missed layup that we saw by Kirk earlier. Here's Brandon Valley. They get into a little bit of trouble. Will be a travel or a foul on Spearfish.
Believe they're going to catch travel.
So trying to walk into the lane, but good cutoff there by a couple of Lady Spartans. And that'll be a turnover on Brandon Valley. Head coach is Mike Zur as he paces the floor over there on the far side of the floor, opposite from us, but straight across from us. And then Spearfish is on the other side of the floor with the scores table in between. Head coach of Spearfish is Dakota Johnson in her 4th season as head coach, assisted by Jamie Bentley, Jen Reiners, Jamie Centur, and former Yellow Jacket player Remy Winches. Underneath, here's Josie Dana, misses a layup. And now we have a jump ball, possession arrow pointing to Brandon Valley since Spearfish won the tip.
Yeah, and right there, Spearfish, they did the cardinal sin of getting the ball inside the paint and traffic, and that's putting it on the floor. As we always talk about in the men's, on the boys' side, when you get your 6'6", 6'9" kids putting the ball on the floor in the middle of the lane, it gives all your smaller players an opportunity to go grab at it. Well, when you're only 5'9" and putting it down on the floor into traffic, it could be bad.
3-pointer is up and good for Brandon Valley. And getting into the scoring column is going to be number 12. That is, let's see, London Geaver coming in off the bench.
And now you start to see Brandon Valley really extend the zone. It's actually more of a man look from it now. Almost like a matchup zone. For the 3 from Josie Dana, misses everything.
Possibly saved there by Bowman, but they'll say she touched the out-of-bounds line. Couple of Lady Lynx check in. 18-12, Brandon Valley with a 6-point lead.
Leaf checking in for the Lynx. That'd be Lease back in the game for Brandon Valley, and also number 34, Evie Hoff.
So Brandon Valley already showing their depth as they've had 4 girls come into the ball game so far. Cross-court pass here over to Lease. Lease has it. Another pass to the corner. They might take this shot. They do, and they hit it. From 3-point range, it's Evie Hoff just checking into the ball game. She hits a 3-pointer. Back-to-back threes made by Brandon Valley, and there's the end of the first quarter as the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx lead the Spearfish Spartans 21-12 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We'll be back to get the second quarter underway right here on KDSJ Sports.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
And welcome back here to the Spearfish High School gym and the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. We've completed one quarter with the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx up 21-12. As we head into the second quarter, Spearfish has it. There's Josie Dana and a missed layup. I'm counted 3 of those tonight as Spearfish is down by 9. Brandon Valley trying to make this a double-digit advantage here early on in the second quarter. With it is Kellenberger, goes over to the right wing. Now they go top of the key. Here's Evie Hoff. She just hit a three-pointer a little bit ago. 15 to go on the shot clock. That extra pass inside to the post player who's not going to miss those very often. Madison Geaver, the senior center at 6'2". She gets the bucket to go.
And Geaver just with the height advantage over on Spearfish, as if you want to front a tall post player like that, you need to be able to deny her the ball. And right now she's getting open looks, and Brandon Valley is outscoring Spearfish in the paint by far, which is why they have an 11-point lead.
Back down to Geaver, overpowers Kirk, and she'll be fouled. Kirk did not stand her ground. She just got pushed around in there. And a foul called on Kirk as she was reaching in. And 6 different girls have scored here for Brandon Valley. 4 different girls have scored for Spearfish. And this will be a shooting foul. So Geaver goes to the free throw line, and the first one is missed. For Spearfish, that foul was called on Kirk. That was her first, as we reset the foul situation here in the second quarter. And the second free throw by Geaver is good. Brandon Valley beat Spearfish twice last year, including right out of the gates there at the state tourney. Kirk over to Kachutin. I would have been shooting by now, but instead they get it inside. Here is Grubb, partially blocked as she hits the floor, and then her back of her head hits one of the doors, but she is up and not wanting to go out of the game.
That Tiersten Grubb, she's a tough cookie.
And then Spearfish ends up traveling on the possession. Now here is Pageant. Pageant picks up her dribble, kicks it outside as Spearfish was kind of more on defense on her, left somebody open. And now here is Kachutin over to Kirk, to Dana. There's a pass inside, and Grubb shakes off whatever she got hit with in the back of the head, and she knew where to be right there in the lane. They gave it to her, and she lays it up and in for 2. Couple points off the bench for Spearfish.
And that breaks an 11-0 scoring run for Brandon Valley as well. So Spearfish finally getting some paint points. Let's see if that can extend more into the future.
Layup is good by Brandon Valley. They're dominating in the painted area. And it's actually, let's see, now a 12-point lead, 26-14. Grubb not going to take it. She'll dribble inside where she has a little bit better chance, but she missed the layup. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Kirk. And then over on the far side of the floor, there will be a foul called, and this will be non-shooting.
Right now, Spearfish, they get the ball inside the paint, but they're just simply not converting. I don't know if they're worried about the block, as they've had a few attempts blocked already, or trying to go into the contact too much. You almost have to just calm yourself down when you're in the paint and get good opportunities, because you need to convert on some of these paint points in order to keep pace with the Lynx.
Spearfish, the big three that we talked about, Dana, Kachutin, and Scharf. Dana has 2 points at the free throw line. Scharf's made a 3, Kachutin's made a 3. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Lady Spartans, says Becca Walters, former player for BHSU Lady Yellow Jackets, now working in the communications office. I talk to her every week. Here's a three-pointer by Kachutin, no good. And this could be away from the ball foul after the shot, I believe.
Yeah, Lise is going to be caught for her second foul. As tried going through Tierson Grubb to get the rebound, which again is illegal in the game of basketball. So she will pick up, I believe, her second foul, and she'll be replaced by Reese Condon.
So showing the depth again for Brandon Valley. Here's Kachutin, or no, that's Scharf for 3, no good. Scharf is 23 and Kachutin is 32. So some individuals, if you have something wrong, you get those mixed up. 4:56 left to play, second quarter. I am one of those individuals. I like numbers like 11 and 22, whether it's the same. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Brandon Valley.
That was good defense by Maya Kachutin underneath, as they tried throwing a lob inside to Grace Salter, but it was good defense by Kachutin to jump in front of the lob pass and not allow another easy paint bucket for Brandon Valley.
Dakota Barry Johnson always in the mood to appeal, and she wins the appeal as the other official comes over and says the ball was off of the Lady Lynx. So Spearfish gets the ball back here. They get it into the front court, but then don't do anything with it as they turn the ball over.
Yeah, and Brandon Valley, they're going to go for steals. And Spearfish, they need to be extra cautious of the ball when they're handling it, when they're passing it, because when you just let up a little bit and don't focus as much when it comes to controlling the basketball, Brandon Valley will make you pay.
Paget finds an open girl in the corner. Now she drives inside. It is up and no good, but there'll be a foul called on Spearfish there in the paint, and this will be a shooting foul, so 2 free throws coming up. They are calling it pretty tight here in this contest, so we may have to have a free throw shooting contest to decide this. I thought we would have more three-pointers put up. Brandon Valley has made 2 threes. Spearfish has made 3, especially on the Spearfish end against the zone. Free will. Just launch him, and you got some good shooters out there. See what happens as Bowman checks back in.
And one thing that Brandon Valley has done to help control Spearfish from behind the arc, they have extended their zone way up past the three-point line, as we have a foul underneath on Brandon Valley. Great boxing out by Spearfish. But they've extending the 2-3 up past the three-point line. It almost looks like a matchup zone or a matchup man-to-man, as you can see right now. All the girls, they're still in a zone defense, but they're extending that zone now the entire length of the court, not allowing Spearfish to really just handle the ball at free will.
Bowman goes to Kachutin. Now back outside, Dana. She has been quiet here in the first half with just 2 made free throws. This shot is no good by Dana. It goes out of bounds, and Spearfish will keep it underneath their own hoop. Bowman will throw it in to anybody in particular. We got to have collision as Brandon Valley gets another deflection, and we're going to have a push and a foul called on one of the Brandon Valley Lynx. There was 2 girls converging on the one girl for Spearfish, and they both went after it. Little collision there. That'll be the second personal foul on Kellenberger. The 4th team foul on the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx here in this quarter. We're about halfway through. And it's Kachutin over to Dana. Dana back outside Bowman. Grubb is the only non-starter out there. Here's almost another steal. Dana gets rid of it. Here's Kachutin to the baseline. She runs out of bounds, but before that, there's a blocking foul to bail her out, and this foul will be on Brandon Valley.
I believe that will send Kachutin to the line, as that's the 5th team foul now on Brandon Valley. So we'll be shooting free throws for whatever foul that Brandon Valley commits the rest of this 3:42 in the half. But Brandon Valley doing a great job on defense, not allowing Spearfish to drive on the ball anymore. But it's starting to get Brandon Valley into a little bit of foul trouble. But they play tough defense. So I don't see Brandon Valley slowing down that strategy anytime soon.
Kirk in, Bowman out, and the free throw is in. 1 out of 2 made by Kachutin. She has 5 points. Spartans down by 11. They've had just 3 points here in the second quarter. Here's Paget. Nice pass inside. Not ready for it, so Brandon Valley resets. Here is Paget again. And she draws the jump ball. It could have been a travel, but the Spearfish defense reached in and had a hold of the basketball. There's no foul called, so a jump ball possession arrow points to the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, and the road black and red this evening. The red numbers with the white outline. Black jerseys, black shorts. Shot clock down to 2. Do they know it? Down to 1. They didn't have a clue.
That was just great defense on Spearfish, as Brandon Valley, they've had a few mismatches with the switching man defense that Spearfish has put on here in the first half that they always traditionally do. But Brandon Valley couldn't find a matchup they wanted, and it was tough defense from behind the arc from Spearfish, not allowing Brandon Valley to get it off a shot.
Number 3, Brandon Valley against number 5, Spearfish. Top 5 Class AA matchup here. Here is a 2-pointer, and that is going to be good by Kachutin. It's a long 2 as her foot was on the line. And at the other end, Paget, and she will be fouled in the process of shooting. 2 teams that have some attackers when it comes to wanting to score. And they'll draw a lot of fouls. And this is foul number 4 on Spearfish, but it was in the process of shooting. Second personal on Josie Dana. First free throw is good by Paget. She now has 8 points in the first half. 2:40 left to go here in the first half of play. 26-17. Brandon Valley, I'm not quite sure if they were up by 10 points or more in this first half.
I think the largest lead for them has been, 12.
Both free throws good. That lead is back up to 11, 28-17. 2:34 left to play. Here is Kachutin trying to find some room as she dribbles around, shoots the 3 and hits the 3. I thought when she hit that second free throw, anytime you just see the ball go through the hoop, you build up some confidence, because she missed that first free throw, put her head down, hit the second free throw, then she's had 2 more field goals after that, and Paget goes into the lane, and she hits another bucket. She now has 11 points.
Yeah, that was just a simple give and go. Give it to the high post, just a little handoff on either side, especially with the switching man defense. Spearfish, they've been late on a few switches on defense, and with that give and go, a miscommunication for Spearfish, as you don't know who has the high post and who has the cutter, and before you realize it, Paget's already at the hoop for 2.
Now here is Spearfish getting across the timeline. Here's Kachutin, almost the same exact play as last time. This time she gives it up to Kirk. Now inside and going around her defender. Nice kick out to Bowman, and she hits the shot, and that'll be a 3. I didn't see that coming from when that play started, but they get the bucket and another foul for the 3rd straight possession. Paget will be going to the free throw line.
Yeah, they're going to catch Kate Scharf this time with the foul. As, again, a great shot from Addie Bowman. We really don't see her shoot it much, frankly, at all, but especially from behind the arc. But a great 3 by Addie Bowman. But you got to get back on defense. And Spearfish, they've been slow in transition. That's something that head coach Dakota Berry Johnson said that needs to be key for them this game, was transition offense and transition defense. And right now, Paget is having a field day in transition offense.
And she hits 2 more free throws. She don't care how they get them done, as she goes to the line, hits those free throws. Paget on the season is a 89% free throw shooter. Coming into the game, she's only missed 4 free throws on the season, 32 of 36. The team is about a 71% free throw shooting team. They average 17 steals a game. They get another steal there. And then they'll throw it away at the other end. And it will be last touched officially by Spearfish, I believe, as they will be giving the ball to the Lady Lynx right in front of hostile territory. It's the Spearfish Spartans student section down there. They are right underneath the one of the scoreboards here. A new position this year, new section for them. Instead of clogging up that front entrance, they move them down a ways. And a travel called on Brandon Valley. So with 1:12 left to play in the first half, Spearfish find themselves down by 10 points. It's Kachutin, Scharf, Kirk, Bowman, and Grubb out there. So 4 out of the 5 starters, as Josie Dana, who has not had a field goal yet tonight, sits on the bench.
Yeah, Dana with 2 fouls. She's your best defender for Spearfish. So keeping her in the game would be critical for the Spartans. Yes, she's part of your big 3 scoring, but if your best defender's out against this fast Brandon Valley squad, again, could spell trouble.
Grubb will be fouled. I'm surprised she didn't get knocked out by hitting her head on the back of that the door there earlier in this half.
Yeah, I had a pretty good thud to it, and everyone in the gym heard it. So, I mean, it was a pretty good thump, but
she's tough. Yeah.
She comes from a tough family.
Grubb misses the first free throw. Let's get tough and make the second free throw, as she does. So she has 3 points, 33-24. Spartans, you got to be happy to be within 5 at halftime. You don't want to be by 11 or 12. Try to get this down a 5-point game. Underneath, missed layup by Brandon Valley. Defensive rebound by Spearfish. We'll see what Brandon Valley does defensively here with 30 seconds left to go. No shot clock. Here's Scharf. It looks like a girl-to-girl D, but coming out there, it's Paget. She's averaging nearly 4 steals a game. She almost gets one there. Now Spearfish all out of whack offensively, and they call a timeout. We'll take it with them with 18 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second timeout right here on KDSJ Sports.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
We're back here at the Spearfish High School gym, and here comes Spearfish offensively. Down to 11 seconds left to go here in the first half. Here is isolation for Kachutin, and she'll be fouled. This stops the clock at 4.5 seconds left to play. A lot of fouls here for both teams in the second quarter. This will be a shooting foul since we're in the bonus, and Maya Kachutin at the line for 2.
Well, I guess you don't give up a 3-pointer in this instance, and both teams haven't been automatic from behind the charity stripe, though Kachutin makes her first one. Overall, if you get 2 free throws and 2 points, get a little bit closer and then play good defense, it'll be a nice end of the half for a somewhat frustrating Spearfish Spartan first half of action.
Kachutin hits both free throws. As I mentioned, want to have this about a 5-point game at halftime. 4.5 seconds left before the half. Right now it's a 7-point lead for Brandon Valley. Here's Paget, gets it across the timeline, and she's not bailed out by a whistle. Looked like there could have been a couple fouls there, but she drove into the lane, put it up just in front of the free throw line, and it was no good. So at halftime, the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx 33 and the Spearfish Spartans 26. It's a top 5 matchup in Class AA high school hoops, and we'll have your Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show on the way next, right here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, also with the KDSJ Sports mobile app. And live tonight, you can watch the game for free on KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
Powder River Energy, serving Northeast Wyoming since 1946.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The new Kubota MX Series has a lot to offer, including the versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade roads, and clear brush and snow. An optional spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. A front-end loader with excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and affordably priced. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. See Butte County Equipment, located on U.S. Highway 212, Belle Fourche, or go online to automotivecompanync.com.
It's not one, but two great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do it yourself made easy with help from ProLine.
And good evening, everyone. On this Friday night, we have high school hoops this evening as we head into a wintry weekend. Always nice to just hang out at a high school gym where it's nice and warm. Got some fans in the stands tonight and some future Spartans and probably some future cheerleaders out there right now doing a halftime performance here of the girls game as the third-ranked Brandon Valley Lady Lynx lead number 5 Spearfish Lady Spartans 33-26 at the half. I'll put together some stats. In the meantime, here's Clayson Davis with our first half recap.
Yeah, looking at the first half of action, both teams got going early in scoring. Mike had shoot and hit a big three on the outside to get scoring going early for Spearfish. In the meanwhile, Brandon Valley, it's been all paint points for them as Brandon Valley using their size and opportunistic defense to force some steals to Spearfish and getting multiple turnovers that leads to multiple transition points as it all starts on the defensive end for Brandon Valley, and that leads straight to transition points as Olivia Pageant currently leads Brandon Valley in scoring with 14 points, but it all starts on the defensive side of the ball as Pageant, she has been the main contributor on defense with multiple steals of Spearfish Spartans as some passes from Spearfish got away from them that led to transition points for Brandon Valley. Whenever Brandon Valley did allow Spearfish to get inside the paint, Spearfish has been struggling from inside the paint as they haven't had very many shots to go as they've got a spark from Tierson Grubb in the second quarter from hitting shots from the inside. But overall, when it comes to layups and inside post moves, Spearfish just really hasn't been able to find much success. As Brandon Valley in a 2-3 zone, they don't play it like a traditional 2-3 zone. They have extended that zone up to past the three-point line, and they've been making Spearfish really work for it on the offensive side as far as getting the ball in, just moving the ball traditionally with passes and everything. As Spearfish, when they've been a little bit sloppy with their ball handling or don't focus as much with their passes, 9 times out of 10 it's been picked off by a Brandon Valley Lynx and are running back the other way. As transition points for Brandon Valley has been the main story of the first half. As 12-21, Brandon Valley at the end of the first quarter. Then Brandon Valley put up 12 more points. Spearfish put up 14 more in the second quarter. So Spearfish outscoring Brandon Valley, but still behind by 7 points at a 33-26 point here in the game. As Brandon Valley into the first quarter on a 9-point run that turned into a 12-point run. I believe the largest lead have been around 12 or 13 points. As, again, Brandon Valley has been staying ahead of Spearfish due to offensive, defensive rebounds, controlling the paint offensively and defensively, and then getting a bunch of steals. Spearfish, they'll need to be able to, again, clean up their passing and clean up their ball handling first and foremost in order to stay in the game. And get some paint points. I know against a zone you think that you'll be able to shoot from outside every day and half tomorrow. But right now, Brandon Valley's been doing a great job of controlling the arc right now for Spearfish, not allowing Maya Kachut and Kate Scharf to get very many shots off from behind the arc. As Spearfish, they love to live outside and shoot threes all day, but Brandon Valley has made it tough on the Spartans to get to those three-point shots. Also, one thing to note as well, some fouls for both teams, including 2 fouls each for 2 key contributors for both teams. For Brandon Valley, one of their starters, Amanda Lease, a senior guard, as she sat the bench for most of the first half with 2 fouls. And then Josie Dana, she picked up her second foul for Spearfish in the second half. She's your best defender if you're the Spartans, so you want to keep her in the game as much as possible, and it's hard to keep a player in the game when they're in foul trouble. Anyways, Cody Oliver is back with tallying up some stats. We'll see what he has from a statistical standpoint, part of our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show.
As we have a look at the matchup tonight, number 3, Brandon Valley Lady Lynx against number 5, Spearfish Spartans. Brandon Valley making the road trip all the way across the state. They led it after 21-12. Spearfish did outscore them in the second quarter, 14-12, as it was 33-26 here at halftime. We double check to make sure they haven't changed the score, and it is still a 7-point advantage for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, winners of 6 in a row. In that first half, they did have 6 girls score. Their leading scorer in the season has been Olivia Paget, averaging 15 points per game. She has 14 already in the first half. A lot of dribble drive, which Spearfish knew in the scouting report you would have to stop her in her dribble penetration. They have not been able to. She's been able to get into the lane, and when she's not making layups, she's getting fouled, and she hit 6 free throws in that first half. For the Lady Lynx, other than her, the next leading scorer is Gracie Salter with 6 points. 4 points from Ava Kellenberger, 3 points from Madison Geaver, 3 points from London Geaver off the bench, and 3 points from Evie Hoff off the bench. So that adds up to be 33 points, again led in scoring by Olivia Paget with 14 points. The Brandon Valley Lady Lynx made 2 3-pointers in the first half, and they made 8 free throws. For the Spearfish Lady Spartans, coming in number 5 in the state, and a 4-2 record, a non-conference Class AA matchup. They've had 6 girls score in the first half, only 1 into double figures. That's Maya Kinchutin. After not playing last Thursday at Hill City, she's back with a dozen first half points, including a couple made 3-pointers. Then it's few and far between. 3 points from Adeline Bowman on a 3-pointer. 2 points from Josie Dana. As Clayson mentioned, she's a little bit of foul trouble, and she had 2 free throws made. 3 points from Avery Kirk, 3 points from Kate Scharf, and 3 points from Grubb. That would be Tierson Grubb. So you go 12, and then all the way down to 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2. That's not going to add up very good, as Spearfish is down by 7 at halftime, 33-26. Lady Spartans did hit 5 3-pointers in the first half. A made 3 by Bowman, Kirk, Scharf, 2 of them by Shootin' Kachutin, and that would be 5 3-pointers. Spearfish made 7 free throws. They missed 4 layups. You put 4 times 2, that would be 8 points.
And you're leading.
And Spearfish would have a 1-point lead. There it is, your first half stats, and stats don't lie, which these might because they're unofficial. We'll be back with more as we'll have a matchup menu real quick and then hit to our second half right here on KDSJ Sports.
Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
I forget we don't have as much time as Black Hill State games at halftime. After a little dance performance and a couple of songs from the pep band, the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx are back at it. Tipping a pass and getting a steal as Brandon Valley goes into the paint and they get the hoop and the harm. 16 seconds into this third quarter, it is Salter with the bucket and she gets fouled. So going to the line will be Salter to try to finish off this three-point play. That foul was called on Adeline Bowman, her first. And the first team foul will let Clayson Davis update us on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard whenever you get a chance. And she does complete the three-point play by Salter. I know Sturgis is at Central tonight for a doubleheader. We have the West River girls and boys tournaments taking place. Kirk gets a feed inside to Dana. Dana misses a layup. I don't like putting down these tally marks, but I am. Here is a pass to Dana. Dana was trying to give it up, but she had nobody to pass it off to, and she is fouled. Junix scoreboard time.
Okay, sweet, my turn. As we look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, Sturgis currently leading Rapid City Central 42-33. That one's about to go final. Number 2, Sioux Falls, Washington took care of Jefferson tonight, 54-39. Mitchell over Brookings, 56-28. Watertown leading Yankton in the third quarter, 29-23. Huron over Sioux Falls, Lincoln, 54-26. Harrisburg and Douglas still yet to play tonight. And let's see what's going on in the West River tournament. New Underwood took care of Moorcroft, Wyoming, punching their ticket to the Rapid City Finals. That score was 45-20. Edgemont, so good they didn't even have to touch the floor. I'm kidding. They actually had a forfeit from Ulrich, so a 2-0 win for Edgemont. In the Case Auditorium in the consolidation bracket. See what else we have on the scoreboard.
Paget with a bucket and a foul. So she now has 16 points. She is quick off the dribble. As we look down and look at some scores, she's already into the lane and making a layup and getting fouled, and she hits the free throw. She's made 7 free throws. She's made 5 buckets. You put it all together, she has a game-high 17 points.
And then on the other side, another turnover by Spearfish. As we looked at the halftime stats in the recap, if you listen to both of them on our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show, the assignment's pretty easy for Spearfish. And there's a flopping call on Kate Scharf. Don't see that very often.
As the refs talk things over, the basket was made. We'll see if they count it. As we follow the official over to the scores table, they will not count the bucket. It will be a foul.
And the next one will be a technical if Kate Scharf is caught with another flop.
So that is a flopping foul.
Or are they just going to make them shoot it now?
As they send both teams to their respective benches. 6:55 left to play here, third quarter. So we have a delay in the game as the officials talk things over. An 11-point lead for Brandon Valley. They've been leading by double digits for the last half of that second quarter, as well as here into the third quarter. They have not put up on the board who the foul was on Spearfish. As now they talk things over at the scores table to double check, and we'll wait for them to put it up on the scoreboard.
I think they're just going to have it be a warning, so not necessarily a foul, which wouldn't make sense why they took off the basket. This is why I'm not a ref.
Oh, thank goodness. 11-point lead for the Lady Lynx, 39-28.
If I was, everything would be legal.
Here is a jump ball, and we'll go the other way. Possession arrow pointing to the Lady Spartans. The boys are waiting in the wings. They thought they would be playing already at 7:35 p.m., but we're early on in the third quarter of this girls game. The JV boys went into overtime. Here's Dana looking for her first field goal. She gives it up instead. I would think Dana needs to be more in attack mode from the paint, and then Scharf and Kachutin from outside. As Dana looks to get it in, she goes up top to Scharf. Scharf dribbles around, now has to pick up the dribble as she's being guarded by Paget. And Paget will pick up the reach-in foul. That's going to be her first. Team foul number 2, each team with 2 fouls in the first minute and a half. As Kachutin gets to the spot on the floor that the official wants to bounce the ball to her. And Maya will get it in. She'll get it right back from Dana. Maya Kachutin with the ball. Now goes over here to Bowman. Same starting 5 for both teams as we're early on in the third. Here's another deflection and almost another steal by Brandon Valley.
Right now, Brandon Valley is simply reading who is open for Spearfish and crashing on that person. As Brandon Valley, their pressure on defense, as yes, it's a zone, but one way to break a zone is to move the ball. Don't let it stay in your hands too long to let those traps develop, and giving Brandon Valley time to read who's the next open pass. Like right there. Holy cow. It's like they listened to me or something.
Kirk into Dana for the bucket. Josie Dana's first field goal. At the other end, just as quick as we get down the floor, Paget scores again. So now she has 19 points, or 18 points to lead all scores. Here's Josie Dana. Another bounce pass to her teammate, but then it gets kicked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Spartans and their home white uniforms tonight. They'll be wearing more of a maroon tomorrow for the afternoon game. Spartans across the front in maroon. Maroon numbers on the front and back. Some of these possessions, Spearfish not getting back on defense, and almost a steal by Paget. And let's see, there'll be a foul away from the ball.
On Brandon Valley, I believe. Yeah, foul on Brandon Valley. Yeah, Spearfish, they got lucky because that pass was going to get intercepted and probably putting 2 more on the board for the Lynx.
4th team foul on Brandon Valley here in this quarter. Another reach in, and we're going to be in the bonus with 5:44 left to play here in the third quarter. They're calling everything so far. There's already 7 fouls between the two teams in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So Spearfish will be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way in this quarter. As going to the free throw line is Maya Kachutin. So a good way to catch up is to have that clock stopped and to make your free throws.
And that also gives 2 fouls to Paget as well. As a lot of depth for Brandon Valley, but I believe that is the one ball club player for the Lynx that you really can't afford to lose.
And she has the basketball right now. Gets inside the three-point arc, kicks it out. Maybe an assist here? Yes, because the three-pointer is good by Kellenberger at the other end for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. Winners of 6 games in a row after losing the season opener to top-ranked O'Gorman. They're beating some good AA teams as well as Crofton, Nebraska earlier this week. Bowman's in trouble, and Paget picks off the pass. Up ahead, it is Kellenberger. Layup is good. Back-to-back hoops for her. And now 5:10 left to play third quarter. A largest lead of the game for Brandon Valley at 14 points, 46-32. Not enough movement right now for Spearfish to get the basketball. A bounce pass would be nice here for Spearfish, as they're just, again, like you said, when they throw it, Brandon Valley's keeping their eyes on and deflecting and getting hands on every pass.
Yeah, Paget just picked up her 3rd foul as well, so that might possibly back off Brandon Valley, as Paget, she has been, for the most part, your only source of offense for Brandon Valley. But right now, like you said, Cody, bounce passes, just going to the basketball. As we're taught in middle school, when you're going to a pass, attack the ball. As right now, Brandon Valley's being the one attacking the ball, and Spearfish is just waiting for the ball to hit their hands, much like getting to all these steals.
Kate Scharf makes both free throws. Nice cut by Brandon Valley right there. The pass is right on target, and making the basket is Salter. She has 5 field goals, 11 points total. 48-34. Brandon Valley with the lead. It's hard to get Spearfish in any type of offensive rhythm because every time they go down the floor, they're either turning the ball over or there's a foul. And we would have a foul here on Brandon Valley. This will be their 7th foul of the third quarter. So 2 more free throws coming up here for Avery Kirk.
Yeah, the officiating has really tightened up here in the second half as a lot of these steals and a lot of opportunities that Brandon Valley has had. Don't know if they're getting a step slower now to the ball or what the deal is, but now they're starting to really rack up the fouls. And like I said, Paget has 3 already as she stays in the game because, again, she's her only source of offense for the most part. But sending Spearfish to the free throw line, and that could kind of start to get the Spartans back in the game.
Here's Paget with it. Nice lob inside. And then she turns around, puts up the shot, no good. A rare 1 and out for Brandon Valley. Here comes Spearfish, Kirk, and a deflection. Here's another steal by Brandon Valley. And a Euro step into the paint, no good. Rebounded by Paget. She puts up the shot. She'll be fouled, and she makes the bucket.
Shooters shoot, and that's what Paget does. It doesn't matter where she's at on the floor. Doesn't really like to go for the 3 very many times, but anytime she gets inside the arc, she will shoot it wherever. Doesn't matter if you have a hand in her face or what. As Josie Dana learned that the hard way, got her 3rd foul as Paget. She just got that shooter's bounce, and it might not look pretty, but she gets the job done scoring, and she'll head to the line again as she's now up to 21 points in the contest.
She draws a lot of contact just the way she plows her way into the lane. And she's not that tall. What is she? 5'7". She plays a lot bigger than that and physical. Now it's Spearfish with it. Here is Kachutin. Inside, they go to Grubb. Grubb has the shot blocked as Spearfish misses one there in the paint. At the other end, we'll see if it costs them as Paget with it. She goes up against Kirk. Fadeaway shot, no good. Defensive rebound there by Scharf. Scharf up ahead to Reiners. Reiners back over to Kachutin. And a little bit different defense now by Brandon Valley. Kachutin shoots over top, hits the 3-pointer. And now Maya is up to 11, and 6 would be 17 points. 50-39. Spearfish needed that. They were down by 14 points. And now you got to start getting some stops. 3:15 left to go. Here's Paget for 3. Step back 3 is good for her. Her first made 3-pointer. That is the 3rd 3 made for the evening for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. Here is Scharf. Over to Grubb, no good. Offensive rebound by Kachutin, and this will be a tie-up. Possession arrow going to the Lynx. As we see Mr. Spartan is in the house, our mascot. Good crowd on hand for Friday night. No college games here in Spearfish this weekend.
It's the only show in town.
It is, and don't want to be driving out and about in this, so
yeah,
come here, pay whatever it is to get in and enjoy some good hoops tonight between this game and the second game of our doubleheader, also featuring number 3 Brandon Valley and number 5 Spearfish on the boys' side. Spearfish girls down by 14. Each of these teams average there around 55 points per game. I thought this game was going to be more in the 30s, but here we are, 53-39. Reiners to Scharf. Back outside Reiners, shooting the 3, missing it. And a defensive rebound by Salter. She has the ball. She has the numbers. Bounce pass to Paget. Good 1-2 punch there. Salter with the assist and Paget with the bucket.
It's just been transition. Yeah. As right now, Spearfish, when they're trying to crash the boards, they don't find anything. And then right there, Tierson Grubb with a missed layup again. As just transition points for Brandon Valley. And a big part of it is right there.
Paget misses the shot. Getting the offensive rebound and putting it back up and in is Salter, so crashing the boards. Second chance points. And Dakota Barry Johnson, head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, can see this one getting ugly in a hurry. 57-39. Spartans down by 18 as the crowd is silenced. We'll be back to try to make some noise in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Back on here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth high atop the bleachers here at Spearfish High School Gym on this Friday evening. We want to say thanks to Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Also thanks to Granite Automotive over in Rapid City and Fisher Sand and Gravel as we come out of the timeout. A foul there on Brandon Valley. That will be the second on London Geaver. And the first free throw is good by Bowman. So right out of the timeout called by Coach Johnson, they draw a foul and they hit both free throws. Spearfish has made 17 free throws. They've been there quite a bit, especially in this third quarter, as they're down by 16. See if they can get a couple stops in the row here. They bring out their girl-to-girl D. Bounce pass goes baseline. Salter fades away. She still gets the shooter's roll. Salter and Paget are beaten up on the Spartans tonight, as Paget has 17 and Salter has 19. Going out of bounds there with Spearfish.
Yeah, right now Spearfish, they want to be patient on defense. We kind of saw this with the Hot Springs contest, as they want to be patient on defense, but against a zone defense, especially that traps as much and as aggressive as Brandon Valley, you can't hold the ball that long because it gives Brandon Valley a chance to get set up on defense and leads to steals.
Here's a steal by Spearfish, and it's going to be a push in the back as Grubb got the steal. She almost traveled on her way to the hoop, but she, probably traveled because she was almost pushed down. So the foul called on Hoff. That's her first, team foul number 9 of this third quarter on Brandon Valley. First free throw is good. See how the other one goes. It's up and good as well. 2 free throws made there by number 21, Tierson Grubb. At the other end, Brandon Valley with it. In the deep corner. Now they throw it inside. And just overpowering every Spartan in there. Another 2 points in the paint by the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. Kellenberger into double figures now with 11.
Yeah, that's just a simple mismatch on the inside. Addie Bowman on a 6'1" post player. Really not the best matchup. And then on the other side, transition points again for Brandon Valley as Salter running the floor, being the trailer and getting open.
I talked about that transition offense for Brandon Valley, but they have seen it firsthand now and how tough it is to stop. Here's Grubb, and she will be fouled. Lainey Ewing hasn't played, but now she's just into the game. So making her first appearance. Off the bench, Spearfish doesn't get much. I mean, there's Reiners, They bring in.
I know Ewing has gotten some more time ever since the injury to Maya Kachutin. She's been getting in the game more. And sometimes we see a Sierra Sanford sighting, but aside from Ewing and Reiners, that's pretty much it for the bench.
Grubb doing it here off the bench, but she misses the second free throw. So Grubb with 5 points, 3-pointers up and no good by Brandon Valley at the end of 3 quarters. Brandon Valley put up 30 points in that third quarter. Spearfish scored 17. The lead has been stretched out now as it's 63-43, a 20-point advantage for the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx. We'll enter the fourth quarter when we come back in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
Welcome back here to the Spearfish High School gym and the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Spearfish almost had to pay rent to be at the free throw line in that third quarter. They spent most of their time there and got a lot of their points there. They scored 17 in the third, but couldn't stop Brandon Valley at the other end, and the Lady Lynx scored 30 in that third quarter. Jumper there by Kachutin. Welcome back. She has 11. Now she's up to 19. Was that a 2 or a 3?
That was a 2 by Kachutin. That was a 3 by Kellenberger.
Get her down for a dozen now. Here is a 3 at the other end for Spearfish. Offensive rebound by Kirk. She puts it up. Goes up against that size disadvantage. Will be fouled in the process of shooting. So 2 free throws coming up. About a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Spearfish down by 21. Now down by 20 as Kirk hits the first. It was a 7-point game at halftime, and then the wheels came off as Brandon Valley used their transition, the 1-2 punch of Paget and Salter. And the second free throw is good by Kirk. So she has 7 points. At the other end, guessed it, 2 more points in the paint. That time by number 52. That is Julie Ask. Underneath, Spearfish gets some points in the paint as Avery Kirk starting to score here. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Brandon Valley. The boys' game is covered up tonight. We didn't forget about them. They will tip off about 20 minutes after this game gets done. And that'll be also number 3 Brandon Valley against number 5 Spearfish. The jumper no good by Paget. Good hustle there by Brandon Valley to keep the possession alive, and then a blocking foul called on Spearfish.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night of basketball, I do believe, here in the Northern Black Hills, but
I'll leave you alone in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go start my pickup. How about that?
Only if you start my car in the process. Mine has that auto start, though, so I mean, you can start mine from the parking lot while starting yours.
A bucket is good by number 41 for Brandon Valley as they get some girls in off the bench. And now Spearfish with Kachutin, Dana, and then there's Scharf for 3 from the deep corner. She makes it. That's her second made three-pointer. Dana with just 1 field goal on the night in a total of 6 points, as Spearfish, after that 3, calls a timeout. 70-52 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Speaking of the scoreboard action, we send it over to Clayson Davis with an update.
Yeah, let's see what's going on across the state. As right here, Brandon Valley up by 20 points. Nope, that's not. That's a lie. That's the last update we had here. But
18.
18. Thank you for mathing for me. Sturgis beats Rapid City Central tonight 42-33. It's Washington over Jefferson 54-39. Mitchell over Brookings 56-28. Watertown over Yankton 58-46. Huron over Lincoln 41-26. Harrisburg over Douglas 58-25. In the West River Tournament, Upton, Wyoming beats Hot Springs 37-26. They will take on the New Underwood Tigers as they beat Moorcroft today in Newell 45-20.
And back to action here as the pass up for grabs. Scharf against Kellenberger, and it was just throwing it down the court here like a Hail Mary, and it was last touched by Brandon Valley. So here comes Spearfish. They lose the ball. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with Spearfish.
We might need to get these refs some new whistles after this game.
They are working. Here's the bounce pass from Dana, but here's another steal. This is Paget. And I think Brandon Valley would be around their average of 17 points per game. And a lot of points in the paint throughout the night. There's 2 more from Madison Geaver.
Yeah, Spearfish, they've just not been able to stop the ball crossing the timeline. And that's led to a lot of transition points. And even when Brandon Valley didn't have anything in the paint, they've always had a big post player to dump it off to underneath the bucket, or they had Kellenberger on the outside of the arc to let her fly from 3.
Here's Brandon Valley. Not letting up in this one as they're up by 20 now, 72-52. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Weak side rebound here by the Lady Lynx. Paget has it. She usually gets fouled. She won't get fouled, and she'll miss the layup. And then a defensive rebound by Grubb, and she'll get fouled by Paget on her way down from missing that layup.
I believe that'll be the 4th foul on Paget. I don't think she's subbed out the game once. She has been on the floor, I believe, the entire game for Brandon Valley, and still has that same fire and explosiveness like she did when she first started the game. Now she hits the bench.
Her night might be done with a 20-point lead here for Brandon Valley. Don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we'll choose the Superior Performance courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Three-pointer is up and good by Adeline Bowman. Addie hits the 3, and that's her second made three-pointer. Just let it fly from the corner, and she did.
And that was good ball movement by Spearfish. They had open looks. They got the ball out of their hands. It didn't give Brandon Valley much of a chance to get anything going and get traps defensively. And then on the other side, Spearfish is the one causing the turnover.
Kirk with it goes over to Reiners. 2-3 zone back again here for Brandon Valley as they have a couple of bigs down low, not allowing any interior passes. So Kirk shoots from about 16, and Avery Kirk hits the bucket. Her 3rd field goal. She'll be close to double digits.
Nice little scoring run for the Spartans here. See if that transitions over to defense. And right there we have another steal by Spearfish. So now it's almost 2 teams swapped jerseys. Spearfish is the one running the court, getting open looks inside the paint, and Brandon Valley's the one getting caught with the turnover bug.
What a difference having Salter and Paget go to the bench.
That also, probably has a pretty good reason why things are happening as they are.
5-0 run. Here's an open 3. Bowman again. Swish.
I think we're starting to find another shooter, as now it's just a 12-point game.
Josie Dana still on the bench, but not for long, as Coach Johnson just pats her on the head to get her over to the scores table for maybe a little spark. Underneath, the layup is good. They did not stop the dribble penetration, and 2 more points from Salter. She's now up to 21 on the evening. Paget has 24 points, so 45 points from the 2. They have 74 up on the scoreboard. still leads it 74-60 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And we'll be back with more of the action from the Spearfish High School gym as third-ranked Brandon Valley takes on number 5 Spearfish. We're back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
Are you looking to start your new year with a new career? Pipeline Plastics in Belfouche is hiring extrusion and grinder technicians for day and night shifts. If you like the idea of working 6 months and getting paid for the full year, go online to pipe.us/careers and apply now. No experience necessary. They offer competitive pay starting at $20 an hour, great benefits, and much more, including quarterly bonuses. Go online to pipe.us/careers or call 605-892-0500 to apply today. Again, that's pipe.us/careers.
I own this shop and an electric co-op.
We own this ranch.
And we also own an electric co-op.
I own this house along with electric co-op.
Grand Electric Cooperative is owned by our members.
I own this barbershop and an electric co-op.
Together, we're partners in keeping our corners of South Dakota vibrant. So go ahead and use your energy to own your day.
.301 left to play here in the fourth quarter. High school girls hoops, and then we'll have high school boys basketball after this, as Brandon Valley is in town for a doubleheader. Brandon Valley and Harrisburg this weekend are the travel partners as they play at Douglas and Spearfish. And then we just rotate for the afternoon session tomorrow. Always a better crowd on a Friday night than we'll have tomorrow afternoon, but we invite you out. If you can't make it to the gym, you can watch the games tomorrow on KDSJ-TV exclusively. Points in the paint this time come from number 5, Madison Geaver. She is a load in there. That's 8 points for her now, and it's 76-60 as Brandon Valley gets some points here, their first field goal in a while. As our coverage of high school hoops being brought to you in part by Pillin Optical, celebrating 50 years over in Rapid City, and also thanks to Powder River Energy. Let's see, we got Kachutin, Dana, Kirk, Grubb, and Scharf. And a defensive foul going to be called on Brandon Valley. And they will inbound it here from the side. Near sideline, Josie Dana will throw it in, as that was the 4th team foul on Brandon Valley and the 4th personal on Condon. Here is Kachutin over to Dana. Lets it fly. 3-pointer, no good. She just has not been on the mark tonight, and Brandon Valley puts Paget back in a 16-point lead. Again, we talked about the number 1, number 2 punch of Paget and Salter. Now Paget has it with the pink shoes, dribbles. Now takes it to the middle of the floor. Goes over to Kellenberger. They're going to use all the clock they can here on this possession. On the baseline and back outside. Now they go into the paint and almost 2 more points. And then we're going to have a foul called on Brandon Valley on the rebound.
Yeah, that's a big stop for Spearfish. They need to get some stops and get some points. And each stop for Brandon Valley is going to be a foul now, as that's going to be 5 team fouls on the Lynx. So we'll be shooting free throws for the Spartans, bearing they get 2 more team fouls as well. But that'll send Maya Kachutin to the line. Spearfish down by 16. We've seen wilder things happen in high school basketball. It's not out of the question that a comeback could be happening here. Spartans got to make some free throws and make some stops.
Next up for Spearfish will be tomorrow afternoon against Harrisburg. That is scheduled to be a 2 o'clock start time on KDSJ-TV, because at about the same time we'll have Black Hills State University women's college basketball. As part of a doubleheader on radio, we'll have college hoops and a doubleheader of high school hoops on KDSJ-TV, which you can watch through our YouTube channel. So we invite you to subscribe to that and get the latest updates through Facebook. Bounce pass to the free throw line. She had her back to the basket. She was not going to shoot it. Brandon Valley going to use some more of that clock. 76-61. They're up by 15 points. Looks like the winning streak will reach 7 for Brandon Valley before they head to Douglas in another winnable game over there. They'll play at Douglas at 1 o'clock tomorrow. The Patriots have not won a game yet this year. Scharf gets back into the game. That foul was called on Josie Dana, so she has fouled out. I don't know if it was a bad shooting or she was just on the bench a lot because of fouls, but she only ends with 6 points tonight and 1 made field goal. Here's Paget with the basketball. One of the best players in Class AA girls hoops. She makes the pass. Now almost got the assist as the layup was no good by Kellenberger. Now under a minute left to play. Spearfish trying to add to their point total. Three-pointer by Kachutin and a rare air ball from her as it goes out of bounds with 50 seconds left to play. Spearfish will get into another game in Black Hills Conference next Tuesday. Talk about a tough stretch of games here for the Spearfish girls. Play number 3 Brandon Valley. Then Harrisburg is ranked tomorrow. Red Cloud could be your number 1 team in the state in Class A girls basketball. They come to town on Tuesday, and good things they're at home, but you got to win some of these.
And plus you got St. Thomas More right after that Red Cloud match, and STM has always played Spearfish tough no matter the records, no matter the classification.
Here's Paget. Puts up the shot, trying to get a foul for the refs. Not going to happen this time. In the second quarter, that would have been called probably. And Brandon Valley is up by 15 points now, and we're almost an hour behind schedule, so let's just get this game over with. 16 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. And the pass comes in to Paget. She goes up against Kirk. Now a floater over Reiners is no good, and right now Paget is like, why can't I get to the free throw line? I did this all the time in the second quarter. And they're not calling it here late. 9 seconds left to play. Spearfish will get it in. The big three, well, Dana is going to end up with 6. Scharf will end with 8. Kachutin would have the best night of them all with 20. And the layup is good. Are they going to count it?
I don't believe so.
Avery Kirk. We'll see if they add points to her. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, they're not going to give it to her. So, at the end of the game, 76-61 is your final score as the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx get their 7th win in a row. They're now 7-1 on the season. Spearfish drops to 4-3. Your final score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard: the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx 76 and the Spearfish Spartans 61. We'll come back to talk about it and also transition into the boys game when we come back with more in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Sharing the good news, feeding the world, or connecting you with anyone, anytime you need. That's what we do at West River Cooperative Telephone Company. Over the past 70 years, we've grown and evolved, but our mission has always been the same. We're here to bring you together, no matter the distance.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
And here in Spearfish at the high school gym, the girls' game is in the books as the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, ranked number 3 in the state in Class AA, they get the win over number 5 Spearfish, 76-61. That leaves Spearfish now 1-3 against Class AA teams. Their one win against Pierre. Their losses have been to Stevens, Aberdeen Central, and now Brandon Valley. So Spearfish, let's see, they total up 61 points. That is above their season average, but they give up 76 points, giving up a lot of points in transition and in the paint tonight. As Brandon Valley led it after one, 21-12. They were up 33-26 at halftime, and then it got away in the third quarter as Brandon Valley scored 30 points in the third to take the lead 63-43 into the fourth quarter. And then Spearfish did outscore Brandon Valley in the fourth, but Brandon Valley gets the win 76-61. The 1-2 punch, let's see, Paget scores 26 points, and Salter scores 21 points for Brandon Valley. For Spearfish, they did have a couple girls hit 3 3-pointers. Bowman hit 3 threes. Kachutin made 3 threes, but not much off the bench for Spearfish tonight as they get a total of 5 points off the bench from Grubb. It's time now for our Superior Performance, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Here's Clayson Davis with tonight's Player of the Game.
And that's going to go to Maya Kachutin, senior guard, who put the team on her back here on really offensively for most of the game, as she finished with 19 points, I do believe what I see. 19 points, so Maya Kachutin's getting awarded our Superior Performer for this contest. Again, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
Quick turnaround here between the girls and boys games, as we'll also hear from Ben Schultz, the head coach of the Spearfish Spartans. So that is a wrap of our girls game tonight. And a little side note over on YouTube and watching this game on KDSJ-TV.
Yep, as always, that will end the that'll end the girls stream here on KDSJ-TV. So if you stay here on our YouTube channel, you will catch you on the other side on the boys stream. So stay tuned on KDSJ-TV. We'll see you on the other side.
Once again, you'll find